Banks and everything. I mean, any chance I can get to do something good, I like to do that. And talk to me, I say, yeah, that's fine. I'll go. And because the thing right on there says, please return bag. So like, okay, I'll return that bag. Well, I go home and I try to look it up on the internet, and I've never heard of no Empire Bank. You know, I didn't know that. It's Empire Bank, Springfield, Missouri. And I finally get this number, and I call this number, and it's they say, if you want to report a lost or stolen credit card, leave your four digits as your social security number. Weird enough, yeah. But then my mind kind of goes to conspiracy theory a little bit. Because see, let me wind it back a little bit. When I found my mom, it was, I gotta show you. Even for me to, she was laying on the ground like this. And so like a box right here, the bed was right there, and she was on the ground like this, and her legs popped up, and her hand was up like that, you know. And you look on her face, she's like stuff. Okay, now that's yeah, I'm sure dying sucks. Okay, so that's one thing. But then when they come to get her, we had to, you got to wait for the deputy coroner, but when the paramedics would have come, this is the first time I ever found a dead body, so I don't know. But I thought you were supposed to leave it how it was till the coroner gets there. Well, I thought they hauled her off, but they had put her back in the bed. And the only reason I knew that is because my brother John wanted to come in, and he thought she was gone too. And he had went and pee and looked and he said, Mom died in bed? I said, no, she's on the ground when I found her. So they picked her up and put her in the bed, and which, I mean, it's just a probably sloppy procedure or whatever. But anyway, they were real worried about all of her medicine and stuff like that, and so she had a bunch of medicine. She was on a bunch of medicine, and anyway, deputy coroner gets there, and he said, we're not going to do an autopsy. She's been dead probably since last night. This was Sunday, so it's been Saturday, and we're just going to take care of this, that, but whatever. So, I'm not thinking too much about it and stuff at the time. I'm in shock and stuff. But then I'm thinking now, shortly later, I'm thinking, well, if a person's on a bunch of medicine, wouldn't you want to do an autopsy to, for blood toxicity levels? Just that way they can record and log that data and balance out for other doctors to use. I mean, I would think, but they didn't care about that, And I don't know. And then, it was just weird, It bothered me. I hate to think, I'm sure it was natural cause. I'm like 99% sure of that. But I know how these motherfuckers in this town are. And I just know. And I mean, deep in my heart, I don't put nothing past nobody the way this municipality is set up. And I'm not going to get into this big rant about it because nobody wants to do that shit. And I'll spend all fucking day talking about it. But everything I say is true, and I can back it up. But anyway, they just should have did their job better. But anyway, now, so all right, that's beside the point. Death happens. Everybody dies. You ain't coming out alive. The only thing you come to this world with is and leave this world with is your name and your word. That's it. That's all you got. So when you die, I mean, that's all you got. So I mean, my word is my bond, and my bond is my life, and I live and die by my word, and I do live and die by my word. So if I'm saying something, I'm meaning it. And that's just been weighing on me again and stuff, and I was thinking about that. And anyway, I got this bank bag. I want to get it back to this bank. I want to get it back to this bank. So I decided the next day, I was like, I've been reading Ben Bernanke's book, and I read Alan Greenspan's book, and I read all them people like that, their books and stuff. And like Alan Greenspan, his big thing was when he was younger, he wanted to be known like J.P. Morgan was known, because J.P. Morgan was known as a man whose word was his bond, and his word held a lot of weight. In fact, it was J.P. Morgan's word that ended the financial panic of 1907. So, and I mean, that's a pretty big deal. And then Alan Greenspan's next thing you know, and several years later when I was working for J.P. Morgan. But anyway, so I mean, when you read all these established figures that are holding esteemed offices of trust, that's a real big thing with them. To have a good word, a good name. So yeah, I agree with that. I see something good. And so I figured, yeah, I'll do the right thing. Any chance I can do the right thing, I'll do it. And so anyway, these banks in town, I was taking them, showing them, go to the bank on 12th and Broadway, not Quincy Bank, but the First Bank Express. I figured I'd go send it into them. I figured banks like to do stuff like that, help each other. They said, oh, this is the old bank. They from the central bank, they ain't gonna want it. All right, so then I go to my bank. So ask them. What probably happens if I probably bought a garage sale and they ain't gonna, they'll just throw it away when you take it down there. And I'm thinking about that. I'm like, well, fuck, I can mail it to them. And then I'm kind of driving around a little bit, and the drive's feeling good. And I'm like, and this was the day that I was supposed to come see you on Monday. This was on the Monday for funeral. And the drive's feeling good. You know, I'm listening to music and letting my thoughts wander and stuff. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go for a ride. I'll go drive down through Missouri a little bit, see if any of these banks want to mail it to them or if they know anything about it. So I was kind of, leery too, because like I said, I'd called it and it was kind of weird. And then the weirder thing was too that I emailed it, or not emailed, but internet searched it on Sunday, and the address was in Springfield, Missouri, like it was on the bag. But when I emailed it the next day, it was in Boonville, and I was like, So then now I'm thinking conspiracy. I'm thinking, well, them motherfuckers, my mind's just going 1,000 miles a minute. I'm just wondering. I'm like, oh, now I'm thinking this motherfucker ain't just in case fucking city of Quincy fucking did fucking, I don't know. I had so many different thoughts going on. But it was so weird because everything, it was like I was fighting nature itself. So I started driving through Missouri and not getting nowhere. And I was going to go straight to the Federal Reserve down in St. Louis. And I'm driving down the Hannibal Way. And the way they're doing the roads and stuff, I kept going in circles. I kept going, I was like, fucking, so I'm just looking a different way. And the next thing I know, I'm going through Paris and stuff, and I stopped at a couple banks in Paris, and they never even heard of the bank, and they don't know anything about it. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I'm getting tired, and it's getting late. It's like 5 or 6 o'clock, and so I wind up. I don't remember what time it was, but I'm somewhere in Missouri, and I stop at a gas station, get a cigar and a soda, and I asked the lady which way Quincy was, and she points that way. So as I'm leaving, I'm getting there, and then I decide, fuck it, I go the opposite direction of Quincy. And I drive for a while, and next thing I know, it's losing all hope, kind of, sort of, and next thing I know, I'm in Boonville. I'm like, oh, what the hell, right? Because I was just going to talk to you like a little further down and say, fuck it, but then I'm there, and I'm in Boonville, and my internet on my phone is working great now. The internet around Quincy sucks. I swear to God, I'm going to file a complaint with the FCC, because there's something ain't right with this internet. I get on Boonville, it's just wonderful. It's just wonderful. And so the first place I see, I stopped at this bank, and it's a Simeon's Bank. A Simeon's Bank is what it was called. And I pull up and do drive through, and I show the kids the bag, and they're like, oh yeah, no, they're like all happy and helpful, and like, so he writes it down, this address, gives me this, he says, yeah, go want that bag, and points in the direction there, and it's like only a few blocks down. So I drive down and find a parking garage, and I park in. And it's kind of exciting for me because I ain't never really been nowhere. And so I decided I got get in that parking garage, and I go upstairs to the top of the parking garage, find the top cornerstone, and that's when I called the bank, and I talked to him. He's like, oh yeah, I'd love to have it back. That'd be great. And so I'll put it in that deposit box, and then I go down. And I asked some guy how to get there, and he directs me. And I drop it in, and then I go, and I'm kind of exploring the sites and stuff, and I'm feeling pretty good about it, And but then it just kind of got weird. It's like I got stuck in that town. I was there. I'm checking out. I went and checked out a couple of the buildings, the Freemason buildings. They had this wall with like all these people they was honoring and that was dead and lived or donated and. I read every fucking block. I don't remember much of it. I took time to read every one of those things, and it's kind of interesting. And so that's fine and stuff. And it's getting dark, and I'm trying to get home. Now, I ain't never been to Boonville. This town's kind of weird, especially at nighttime. I got there easy enough, but the way I go, I'm driving. I think I'm going one way. I kept coming back in a freaking circle. It was like I couldn't leave. I couldn't get out. It was like a Twilight Zone episode. And it was. And then my mom funeral's the next day, and I'm starting to panic, and I'm like, fucking no. it's fucking weird, man. I finally go in a park, down, and I'm like some weird fucking down bottom road in the park, and I'm about to give up all fucking. I'm like, fuck it, man. And then I call it whatever you want, the inner light, inner voice, whatever. And it's like, man, you can't give up, can't give up, get you out of here. And I did. I started driving. So I get out. So I finally get out. So I get out of Boonville. It takes 5 hours to get the fuck out of town. And then I'm starting to trip because my gas is kind of low, and it's late because these gas stations don't stay open very late or all night. So then I'm panicking about that, and I'm talking to myself, and I'm whining and like, man, fuck, I'm going to miss my funeral, blah, 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 blah. And I get a few towns over, and there's a Casey. It's like 3 in the morning. And it was open. I couldn't fucking believe it. I couldn't. Wow. To me, it's a miracle. For me, it's a miracle. It's probably normal for everybody else, but I don't do so. I hardly ever get out of Quincy unless I'm in prison. No, I ain't even hardly in prison except when they want to violate my rights and be on some bullshit. But so I finally get out. I got gas. Everything's good. I'm smoking a cigar. I'm like, yeah, I did something good. I'm all happy with myself and stuff. And I'm getting tired though, and I finally make it to Hannibal, and I can't keep my eyes open at this point, and I can, and I'm fucking about ready to pass out, and I'm like, I gotta keep going, and I can't even pull over on the side of the road to rest my eyes because it's on the highway and there's a truck right on my ass, and I'm like trying to sit up on the steering wheel so I could, I keep falling asleep for like saying, and I'm like trying to fight it with everything I can't, and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna fucking wreck, and then the next thing I know, I'm in fucking Marblehead, and I'm wide awake, and I'm still driving, and everything's all right, and I feel great, and I can't explain it. I got an idea, but it's just the way the universe is set up, and it just it was great. It was amazing. I couldn't vouch for it. I'm still flabbergasted at how that happened. Because in all reality, I was asleep for 10-15 minutes, and there's no way that with a truck right on my fucking ass, and there's no way that I shouldn't. But I did. I made it all right, so that's great, Then I made it to the funeral, and kind of freaked out a little bit, Everything I had to say, I said it, and I don't know. It was. My brother did a good job of setting it up and stuff, but I don't know.
What made you feel upset?
Well, because my mind started dwelling. Well, see, I'm gonna tell you right now, and this is the honest God truth, and I can back this all. In fact, I sent my appellate lawyer a lot of this information. All right, so when I was out, before I had my trial, all right, I had stood up. To this municipality, whatever you want to call it. I was arrested. Okay, I'll go back to the very beginning. Let me go back to the beginning. On Donald Trump's inauguration. That's on January 20th. 2017. Alright, so I go pick up this girl named Stephanie Matt, like whatever you want to call her. Stephanie Matt, like Nee Knight. And the guy's been fucking her and shit. We've been fucking having fun and stuff. And so I go pick her up. And she's gonna bring some laundry back and stuff. And wash clothes. And right when I get down to, she's staying down at John Matlick's house, her ex-husband. And anyway, my truck breaks down right when I get down there. For whatever reason it happened, I'm fucked. I can call tow truck. Like, oh, come on in, blah, blah, blah. And the shit's all weird. Anything, but it winds up, I don't know if he's trying to rob me or what the fuck he's trying to do, but I wind up getting fucking punched in the face about 4 times with John Matlick out of the blue. And so I grab both his fucking hands so that he can't fucking hit me no more and try to decide what I want to do. I mean, I got enough in my pocket, I can take it. And John, he's very weak, and at that point in time, I was in very peak condition. And but as I'm holding his hands, and Stephanie, she's got a piece of metal hit me in the head with it. Danny Johnson's got a wooden club beating me in the head with it, and Jessica Jones has got a glass bottle beating me in the head with it. So I gotta let these motherfuckers, and I won't hit a woman because I gotta look in the mirror. I won't hit a woman. I just won't do it. And so I gotta let these two stupid fucking bitches hit me in the fucking head with bottles, and the fucking little peon fucking thing hit me in the head with a fucking bottle. Well, I'm going, should I take his life? Well, no, I'm in this house, so probably I'll be doing to get in trouble. I guess the best thing for me to do is get the fuck out of Dodge. So I picked him and going to a fucking closed door, go outside, and I'm pissed off. I stab all their fucking tires so they can't fucking chase me down. And then he comes out with a ball bat. We square off a nice ball bat. Nothing happens. I go on, walk down. This out on 6412 Gardner Express, and or yeah, something to that effect, 6435, whatever it is. And well, that's a little bit to about 2 miles from my sister's, and she ain't there, but her boyfriend's there, and he finds to give me a ride home. And I'm sitting home, and I'm like, I can't believe this shit fucking happened, man. I'm like, but everything's alright. I got a job, I'm working that, I have good money. It's fucking, I'll take it to the motherfucker some other day. And my sister comes up, and she's like, oh, Phil said your head was real bad, and I was like, yeah, it's alright. And I wasn't even 5 minutes, and they fucking knocked on the door, and it's sheriff's deputy. It was Jarrett Summers and Officer Tate was the two, and I used to bodybuild. I bodybuilt for 10 years. I used to be at Coxon and stuff. So I seen a lot of them guys around there and stuff. They knew who I was, and Jared and Tate is like, hey, Friday, you all right, man? We seen your truck broke down. We was worried about you. We want to know if you're all right. So then they see my head was all busted up and stuff. Like, what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? I was like, bullshit. And they said, no, because you said, look, whether you're gonna press charges on anybody or not, just talk to us. Just sit and talk to us. Let's get some pictures of your head and write down a report. That way you'll be safe. You'll be covered. And if you don't want to press charges, sign up press charges. That's fine. And I was like, all right, yeah, that sounds good. And he was like, they was great, man. They was real compassionate, man. I mean, I couldn't stand cops up to that point. And but I mean, I was completely like, man, you guys really do fucking care, man. I fucking love you guys, man. I'm sorry for any bad news about top of my life. And I was all fucking, all right, man. Law enforcement really does care about people. They asked me 2 questions. Guys went on. I told them about the same thing I just said. Probably a little bit more, and maybe more stubborn or more excited, whatever. But they took pictures and stuff, and then they're like, man, you need to get that looked at. You need to get that looked at. And I was like, let's call an ambulance. It won't cost you a thing. It won't cost me a thing. No, let us get an ambulance down here. It won't cost you a thing. They'll be able to look at your head. Now, in hindsight, that's great. But how come this Adams County Sheriff's Department can call an ambulance to look at you and it doesn't cost a thing, but if the police come and raid you and tase you and take you to the fucking hospital ambulance, you get a fucking $900 ambulance bill? I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, the ambulance comes to look at me, and it happens to be this girl I went to school with, Manny Griffin. It's her new husband, and he's, oh, hey, Greg, how you doing? And he looks at my head, and he says, yeah, it's all right. You should probably go to the doctor. You probably should go to the doctor. And I wasn't going to go, and at this point in time, Gunner comes up, and I know Gunner because I used to work with him at it was Neiman Market back in 1993, 94, 95, and talked to him. He's, oh, everything's good, and they're all being great, and I'm so amazed that I was like, oh, man, here, let me get dollar presidential points. Here's your kids. Oh, we can't take that. We don't know. I started. All right, that's fine. Then Jared and Tate, man, you should go to the hospital if you want. We'll go with you. We'll follow get you there. I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll go. Well, I go out back, and they're still standing. I thought they followed me, but I had seen them afterwards. They said, no, they didn't. You know, somebody followed me. Or maybe it was in my head. I don't know. But so I wound up going to Blessed Hospital, and I'm sitting there and waiting on the doctor, and I keep these numbers. ICL keeps coming into my head. Anyway, then I get back to the to the waiting room, and my phone's about dead, but I get on there and just ICL and Israeli Chemical Limited. It's it's a fertilizer mineral harvesting company that's on the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange and the New York Stock Exchange. They have a exclusive license to mine the minerals in the Dead Sea, and they are the world's largest bromine producer. And they one of the big things is they harvest minerals and turn them into fertilizers and distribute that to emerging economies and nations all around the world to try to help end world hunger. And I'm like, man, buy that. So I got to invest in it. I'm thinking, man, I'm going to invest in that. That was like my. But anyway, so that's that part. And so the doctor comes and he looks at my head, and he's like describing all the injuries without me even have to tell him. He's like, apparently he's seen enough fucking lacerations and bludgeoning that and I'm like, yeah. The only thing on his doctor report is I was beaten by multiple people in the head, and I told him that. And but he said victim was jumped and hit in the head with a club. So I guess they just hurried up and writing that stuff. But they fucking. But it was anyway. He wanted to put some sutures in there, and I told him, nah, that's all right. And I didn't need sutures. And then he offered to give me some pain medicine, and I just gotten done taking Suboxone maintenance therapy, so I don't want no opiates. And I was like, I told him, I said, no, I don't want nothing like that. You'll be all right, and this, that, and anyway, so I'm in there waiting, this and that thing, and I decided to clean my head up, cause I don't know, so I cleaned my own fucking bloody ass matted head up, and I turned on TV, and then there's the inauguration, Donald Trump's presidential inauguration, and I'm watching this thing, and I had listened to it earlier that day at work, but now I'm watching it, and with head trauma, I guess, what do you want to call it, but I'm a big Trump supporter. I was real big into him back then too, and I'm watching it, and it's great, man. I mean, he's saying everything right. It's it's real motivating. I'm getting up there, I'm standing on the fucking stairs, just walking around, the nurses are coming in, I'm all pumped up. I'm like, oh yeah. And all these world, they're not leaders, but they're more like your ethical, your high moral and ethical leaders of your esoteric philosophies and such as that. Not so much the popes or anything like it, but they're pretty well esteemed people. And when they go and they give like somebody a compliment, they just ain't doing it. And they was really praising Trump. Which is a big deal. Because the media, their opinion ain't really worth shit, because they get shit wrong all the time, and they lie and cheat, and they'll walk backwards for pay. So if they compliment you, it's really not a big deal. But these guys here, you ain't never seen them. They live in a cave or something, I'm sure. But Eastern Orthodox leaders and all that stuff, and it was just great, man. And he says his little prayer at the end, and I seen the light come down. It was great. It was a real good experience. It was overwhelming. And I was like, oh, that's fucking great, and. Hey, they come, they wind up letting me go home, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm fucking bitches, I gotta go home, and I drove to work, because it was overtime day, and I really show them at work, my head's all fucked up, and then I show them my doctor's juice and all that stuff, and sometime between 3, I guess, I don't know what time it was. But anyway, that fucking bitch Stephanie, you know what, I told her a long time, we used to make fucking amateur porn and shit, and I was always told her, if you ever do me wrong, I said, I'm gonna put you on blast. Now, that bitch did me fucking wrong, and whether right or wrong, I don't give a fuck. I don't hit women, and I could've, and it probably would be a lot better. But so the best way to get back at women is publicly shame them. So I posted a picture of her naked on Facebook, alright, that's what I did, big deal. Okay, big, bang, bang, bang. Anyway, Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, they banned him for 24 hours, this big, whatever, everybody's, oh my god, you shouldn't do that, I was just telling you something, but they don't know the whole story. They don't know, I was looking down this motherfucker and jumping, beating the fucking head with clubs. And, I thought, you know what, I couldn't let her go, I'm not gonna let her get away with that, I'm not gonna hit her, but, yeah, okay, you want to do me like that, there's that. And, it could have been a lot worse, I could have put way worse stuff out, but I didn't. Anyway, the next day, or later that day, it's on Saturday, later that day, I said, you know what, I'm not gonna let these motherfuckers get away with this shit. I'm gonna press charges. And I should have went. It's the most mistake of my fucking life to try to do the right thing and put my faith in the police officer. So you know what? So I called Jared Summers' phone number, because he had left me his card, and I leave a message, hey, you know what, I do want to press charges, come on by, and we'll do it formally and stuff, and I don't remember, I did talk to him, I do believe so I'm waiting on him. I either left a message on his voicemail, or I think I talked to him, but I can't quite remember, but it's there, and so I'm waiting, Anyway, I step outside, and there's these police officers walking around. And I thought they were for me. Hey guys, what's up, man? Oh, hey, how you doing? You live here? Yeah. What's your name? Hey, I'm Greg. I'm going to go. Oh, yeah, so I'm being a little candid with him. The night before, I'm like, oh, I'm a police officer, this and that. And so they invite him in my house and said, yeah, can we talk to you? I thought they were talking to me about my fucking, lacerations, these fucking big ass lacerations on my head. Well, I could talk to him, and he's like, there's phone over there? I said, yeah, that's my brother. They're walking in my house. There's 3 of them, too. There was him, that other one, and some guy in straight plainclothes uniform. And anyway, he takes my phone off my flipping desk. There's your phone, yeah? He's going through and stuff. And have you been in contact with Stephanie Knight? I said, yeah, I've been trying to tell you, they fucking jumped me last night, they beat the, oh yeah, no, I don't care about, well, you not letting me say about anything, this motherfucker ain't a very good investigator. And, they said, well, we can go downtown and talk for a little bit. Oh, for what? Oh, we'll have to place you under arrest. For what? We'll talk to you about it down there at the station. All right. I didn't understand really what's going on at that point. And so I get down there, and I'm trying to be nice, you know, I'm still trying to be nice. I tell them, hey man, I have a vision. It's ICL, it's Israeli Chemical Limited, they're for world hunger, it's a big, your chance of arresting them, I mean. And, oh yeah, you're fucking nuts. And, anyway, so I get down there, he wants to arrest me. It's a brand new charge, they couldn't even find it, it ain't even in the fucking computer, he had to go talk to his fucking supervisor. On the police report, they had electronic arrest. So, which is kind of ironic, because that bitch was fucking texting me and running her mouth, oh, you crazy? And so was John Malick. I still got the Facebook freaking post, or the Facebook message from John, oh, you left chunks of your brain down here, this and that. And, but anyway, so they come out at me, and I'm the son of a bitch, you know, and, okay, they're going to arrest me. I'm like, oh, man. And I said, you were charged with a felony? Yeah, I gotta do that. I said, well, can you just give me a recognizance? Oh, I can't do that. So anyway, they fucking charged me with this fucking non-consensual, unlawful dissemination of non-consensual private sexual images. It's a revenge porn. That's what it is. That's what the revenge porn fucking thing. And so I get charged with this, and I'm like, oh, I'm fucking freaking out. I'm like, man, it's fucked up, man. I'm in jail, and I gotta wait to go to court Monday, and I just can't believe this shit. I was like, man, fuck. Well, at least I got my job, everything's good, and this and that. And well, I'm in jail, and the fucking cop called me and told me my house was robbed. And what the fuck? I wound up bonding out Monday. It was like $1,000 bonded out, big deal. I'm pissed now. I'm definitely fucking pissed. I go to work. They tell me, y'all take a few vacation days, stay off, and they'll talk to these people and or talk to Mike Lowe Friday or whenever it was. And I'm like, all right, well, so I go, I get to my bank, I pay Drew Schnock to fucking represent me, and I go to an appointment to fucking finish my testimony on them guys jumping me and everything, and so I get all that stuff done, you know, and nothing went like I thought it was going to. I made the report. They didn't seem to really care. They acted like they was going to do something, but it was all me. I'm the son of a bitch now. But anyway, so then I go to I think I got my job. I was supposed to talk to Mike Lowe on Friday. I bonded out on Monday. They called me on Wednesday and told me I was fired because I got arrested. I hadn't even been convicted of anything yet, but I got arrested, you know, oh, they're supposed to go, all right, whatever, I'm not going to fucking beg for anything, I got money. And so I got fired, I got jumped, I got beaten in the head with bludgeoning objects, went to jail, I lost my job, and my house got robbed all in one weekend. It was a big fucking blow to my fucking head. So, I mean, it really fucked me up a little bit. All right, okay, whatever. And the thing is, prior to me losing my job, like I told you earlier, I was on some boxing maintenance therapy. I was going to see a psychiatrist down at St. Peter's Alternative Behavior Care Center, Dr. Perez. And anyway, he was treating me for depression too, you know, I was having issues with the Wellbutrin that he was giving me. It was giving me ideation that wasn't, that I don't want to hurt nobody and didn't want to hurt myself either. And I tried to explain that to him. And he wanted to, I'm going to take your Suboxone lower and increase your Wellbutrin, and this time I'm going to do that. The Wellbutrin it's not fucking my head up. Oh, you know, just, whatever. So then at work, my boss said, they asked me, you all right, Greg? Fuck, I'll tell them the truth. You know, I try to, you know, I don't want to hurt nobody, I don't hurt myself, this or that, blah, blah, blah. And, come see our doctor, Alan Richardson, he's great, blah, blah, blah. So and this is like all in like December, like a month before this stuff happens. And Dr. Richardson said, yeah, he said, I'll help you, Greg. I'll get you fixed up. And I believe him. I think he would have, you know. And I'd only got to see him 2 years, and then I got fired and all that shit. So it was not only that, but I needed my doctor the most to make sure I didn't have him. So I'm like, okay, you motherfuckers, all right, okay, we're gonna play a game then. We're gonna play a fucking game. And anyway, I started going to church, Parkview Church, the first time I'm needing guidance or something. And this guy named John Trenier comes up to me. And he says, yeah, I've been talking to Gary Farhall. I said, huh? Yeah, I've been talking to Gary Farhall about you. About me? About what? Oh, just about everything. He says he likes you. He'd like to see you get probation or something, and he'd like to set up a meeting with you. He said we could do it through me. You think about it. If you want to do it, let me know, and I'll get with him and I'll set it up for you. And I'm sitting there in this church thinking, I'm pissed off because I ain't never been a liar. I've always been a pretty honest guy anyway. Even thinking on morals, and I know for a fact that that's unethical conduct. They can't do that. And I'm thinking that's going to piss me off that the guy come to church and brought that up anyway. And without even asking me my side of the fucking story. And so I go to him, dude, that's unethical. You can't do that. Kind of admonish him harshly about it and stuff. And I'm fucking pissed. So I leave church, I go to my mom's, I call Drew Stock's number. It's on a Sunday, of course. I get the voicemail. I'll leave a freaking message. And nothing ever happens. And now the attorney code of conduct is if an attorney knows of another, or hears of another attorney committing any unethical conduct, they're obligated by their code of conduct that they have to inform on them. They have to make it known, or they're just as guilty as the offending attorney. So Drew Stock doesn't do nothing, and then at the same time, I had hired Todd Iyer back in 2010 to do the probate on my dad's house. Okay, big deal. He half-asses it, and he never does finish doing anything. And I'm waiting. And well, apparently, it turns out with the 8th Judicial Circuit Court, State of Illinois' code of procedures of their courtroom, all litigation, every item that has to be dealt with 2 weeks before the end of the year. The circuit clerk is supposed to send notices out to all the lawyers and all the people, and it's all supposed every year. Now, this is 2010. I had paid him, and he was supposed to, get everything switched over. He did a half-ass, what do they call that? A quitclaim deed, and making the heir of my dad's estate, with them notarized.